Hi and welcome to Digital Juice Training. Today we're going to be looking at a juicer plugin called PowerCanvas, which is currently operational for the DJ Fonts product, but in the future will be implemented for other product lines as well. To start with, I'm going to show you quickly how to install the plugin. When you get your email after purchase giving you your activation code and your email address to use when you install, you can download from that link that you're sent and just double click on that file and the juicer will launch and start the installation process. However, if you want to install later, you can download that file and open the juicer and come here to File, Plugins, Install a new plugin, and that will start the installation process. You go to where you've got that file downloaded, PowerCanvas, open, and then you will enter your email address and your activation key that you're sent in your email. Once you've entered the code and the email address, you are presented with the license agreement. Just click I agree, continue, and the installation begins. Click Next. I'm going to click off the Launch PowerCanvas user guide because I don't want to see it right now, but if you want to look at the user guide, this is a PDF file which will open if you select that button there. Press Done, and your PowerCanvas plugin is now installed. After installation, the PowerCanvas plugin will be available over here in the Edit Layout tab underneath the current canvas settings. So when we click on that button, it brings us into a separate PowerCanvas mode with a new panel here on the left. At first, it may seem hard to understand exactly what PowerCanvas can give you that your current canvas settings don't. What you really need to think of it as is a souped-up version of the current canvas settings with a little bit of the PowerScale plugin thrown in so that you can scale your layout up with your canvas. So it kind of takes two functions and moves them into one to save you time. It also adds to the canvas capabilities, which is something that goes beyond the time savings. So let's take a look at this layout that I've done using one of our new Collection 4 fonts called Bling Theory. Currently the canvas behind this text layout is 1000 by 800 pixels, and you can see that up here in the current size section. I want to create this layout at twice that size at 2000 by 1600. Now you'll notice there's a constrain proportion button here. You can turn that on or off. I'm going to keep that on because I want to maintain the proportions of the current layout. So I'm just going to click in here in the new width and I'm going to put 2000, and then automatically my 1600 will be input because I have the constrain proportions button selected. And what you'll see here is that the big show has now become the little show because the current text layout is surrounded by new canvas that we've just added by changing the size of our canvas. When you look here at this anchor box, you'll see it's very similar, and actually the whole PowerCanvas framework is a lot more similar to how Adobe Photoshop works. You can set where you want your text layout to be positioned within that new canvas size. Now, if I come down here to the very bottom of this panel, you'll see there's a Scale Layout button. If I select that, it will scale my text layout up in the same proportions as it scaled my background canvas up, in which case I wouldn't have to make any adjustments. It's exactly the same proportions as it was before, and I just have a new, larger size for the whole thing. This is where the time savings really come in. I'm going to quickly show you exactly what's involved in scaling this canvas and then the text layout within it up if I didn't have PowerCanvas and then if I didn't have PowerScale. So let's say, for example, we want this to be 1920 by 1080. I'm going to come over here and scale my canvas, add some size to my canvas. So 1920 by 1080. And you can see already that our text layout is not centered, it's not big enough in our new layout. So if I have PowerScale, that's a bit less of a problem. I can just go in there and scale it up, move it around, position it approximately where I think it was in my original layout, centered, and apply, and it's done. So that was 2 steps instead of 1, but still a time saver. What if I don't have PowerScale? Let's go back in and scale that back down and I'll show you. So this was approximately this size and it was up here. I don't have PowerScale. What am I going to do? Well, first you have to resize your text box. Let's go ahead and just make it the full canvas size. And then I have to go in and resize each of these text blocks to what I think is going to be the new size that I need. So it's 3 or 4 steps instead of the one that you have with PowerCanvas. And even then you're not sure that you've got exactly what you need. So, it wasn't too much longer, but when you're crunched for time, if you've got PowerCanvas, you can do it all at once and it's done. Let's go ahead and come back in and do a smaller canvas size and see what happens. So currently our width is 1000 by 800. Let's change that to 500 by 400. It looks exactly the same. It's still centered in your canvas, same proportions, but it's a new, much smaller size. All you had to do is press one button or enter one value. Now again, if I had turned the scale layout off, my big show is now my really big show. Let's start over again, cancel out, go back in. Okay, here's my start off layout that I presented in the beginning. I want to show you what the relative button does. Relative actually lets you add to the current canvas instead of replacing the current canvas size. So in other words, if you click on relative and let's position our layout to the right here, and I want the width of my current canvas to be 1500 instead of 1000. And I'm going to turn the constrained proportions off here for this example. I'm going to enter 500 here, and that's going to be added to the 1000. So basically it's the same as if I didn't have the relative button pressed and I entered 1500. So let's go ahead and apply that by pressing return, and my layout is now on a 1500 pixel wide canvas. And as with the non-relative option, you can press scale layout. Now in this case it's not doing very much because I didn't change my height, so it really can't scale my text layout up much more. It's proportionally as big as it can get for this layout. However, if I then went in and added some height, let's add 500 to the height as well, then you'll see again my text layout got scaled up to fit within my new canvas size, which would be 1500 by 1300. Now, as usual, we also have a number of presets available for you here. Some print sizes like letter, legal, tabloid, and the A system sizes for paper, as well as HD, PAL, NTSC, as well as NTSC DV and PAL DV. So let's go ahead and choose one of those just for the sake of argument. I've changed my canvas size now to 1920 by 1080, and I've not scaled my layout to fit. Let's go ahead and click that button on, and it fits in the middle. Now it's on the right, now it's on the left. So the extra canvas size has been added to the right, which is what these arrows indicate. So as you can see, PowerCanvas has given you a lot more power to affect how your layout looks and how your text layout is scaled to fit within your canvas. It's pulled everything under one roof, and you can do everything together in this one panel. And then when you're done and you like what you've got on your screen, you just press apply, and of course you're back into your regular preview panel and you can keep editing your font from there. So that's a basic look at how the PowerCanvas plugin works. It soups up the regular Canvas settings. Until next time, I'm Jackie Dawson, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.